Hello, cyclocross friends. We are in Fayetteville, Arkansas for FayetteCross 2019, and we are going to do a quick track walk of the course. Starting out here, a long grass start that starts wide and incrementally and quickly starts to funnel down into a 3-meter wide track. We can actually see it right about here. You can just see it starting to come in, that vanishing point at the end as the track is straight. No real bottlenecks as far as turns go in the beginning, but definitely getting more narrow as we make our way out to the farthest point on the track. One word that I heard about this track from most riders coming off it is bumpy. It is bumpy out there right now, and it's up to all of the amateur fields tomorrow morning to really tamp down the earth for the elites. On Sunday, it shouldn't be as much of a problem because I think we're going to get about an inch of rain overnight before that race, so that should be really soft. But right now, it is a bit hard despite a lot of rain that's already happened on this track. I think they had 7 inches last week, so the ground is saturated, which means that any moisture that we get is going to come right to the top, and it's going to be another mud fest like we saw 2 weeks ago in Wisconsin. Lots of playing around in this grass field. This is really the first half of the course. I would say that most riders, especially on Saturday, possibly even on Sunday, are not going to have to switch bikes on the first half of this course as we come in to pit 1. If bike changes are going to happen, and we'll see the areas as we come across the pit, it's going to be coming into pit 2. All right, we still have this long grassy section here. We're going to make a couple more of these turns. The track designer, Brooke Watts, he likes turns. He doesn't want there to be too much flow. He wants to see explosiveness out of turns and out of corners. He wants to keep everyone changing speeds throughout this lap. So we're not going to get just these long, easy turns where you never have to brake. According to Brooke, braking is part of cyclocross, and that is part of this track. All right, we're heading into the last turns in the grass field. As you can see, lots of time spent here. It's about a 2.4 kilometer lap, and a lot of the time is spent in this field on the front half, what we'll call the front half of the course after the start line. This is really the first time that we make it down into the woods. You can see that we're going downhill, so lower elevation, and what that means is that we already have some leftover mud from this last storm. There's the big mud bog. Actually, if you saw the people a second ago who were skipping this, everybody in the pre-ride was just skipping over this section, didn't want to wash their bikes. That was the only muddy part on the course, and back up here. Also, you may note, and we'll get it in this next section too, is all of these orange painted areas. A lot of rocks, a lot of roots. The thing that is really important to take into consideration, there was one right there, is that there are a lot of these tiny little tree stumps. It looks like they were hacking down some small trees, and these little like 2-3 inch and maybe inch or two circumference tree stumps are in there. You can see them today. You'll see them tomorrow, but if we get all of that rain on Sunday, this is going to be something that is going to be hidden underneath the ground. Riders may not see them. It could cause some issues. Going through pit 2 there, and we're coming into another one of our wooded sections. These are some fast, flowy sections. I know flow isn't the word here for the grass parts, but I think once you get into the woods, they're going to be screaming through here. Again, you can see another little mud patch as we work our way and weave our way into this small little wooded area, and we're going to come up to our first forced dismount on this track. You can see a couple more of those little rooted sections in there and the little tree nubbins that have been left over. This is the first forced dismount. I don't think anybody's going to be riding this. If they are, man, it's going to be something to behold. We got their specialized steps right up here, up into this area, and then we get another really fun feature. This is a really fast off-camber section into the pond. I think if we get water, this is going to be just a mess come Sunday and maybe even on Saturday. Barrier section near the finish. That's another trait that I think Brooke does a lot, is he wants to see those planks, well, one near the VIP section, but also close to the finish. And that's what we're looking at here. We're now on the back half of this course, and we're back into a grassy area, just making all of these long turns. This looks like it's not that big of a deal, but again, talking to riders who are out here today, this is the part of the track that is really difficult, especially right here, where it looks like this, it's not that much elevation, but this is a slog. All right, coming up to a little section here. This is a little PSA for you. This is a pro tip for everyone that's watching this, everybody that races cyclocross. See that tape that's down? This is a practice lap. If you knock down tape in a practice lap, go fix it. Don't make a volunteer do it. Don't make a camera person do it. If you knock it down, if you break the tape during practice, go back and fix it. It's not a race. You have time. Do a solid for the race organizer so they don't have extra work on their plate. All right, as we come back up here towards the finish, these are the last couple turns of the lap. It's, again, as I said, this is a little downhill section here, but this really is a slog to the finish. This is hard. It's going to take it out of the riders on every lap. And the thing is, once you get back to the start, it's not tarmac. I mean, it's a little more solid than the rest of the course, but it's still, you still have to work up this start line. So there's no rest for anyone anywhere on this track. It's going to be great racing all weekend long. That is it. One full lap of FayetteCross from Fayetteville, Arkansas. This is Bill Scheiken for CXHAIRS and the Wide Angle Podium. Stay tuned.